Hello, this is Peter Spea, the School Safety Specialist for the Flemington-Raritan School District, and this is a school security presentation for all Flemington-Raritan staff members for the 2021-2022 school year. The 100 county schools, along with the Flemington-Raritan School District, have endorsed the Standard Response Protocol. The SRP is based not on individual scenarios, but on the response to any given situation. The SRP demands a specific vocabulary but allows for great flexibility. The premise is simple. There are 4 actions that can be performed during an incident. They are a lockout, a lockdown, evacuate, and shelter. Execution of the action is performed by active participants, including students, staff, teachers, and first responders. Again, the major 4 SRP actions are: first, a lockdown, which is used to secure individual rooms and keep students quiet and in place behind a locked door and out of sight. A lockout is used to safeguard students and staff within the building. Evacuate is always followed by a location and is used to move students and staff from one location to a different location. And shelter, which is always followed by a type and a method and is the protocol for group and self-protection. If school officials have reasonable suspicion of a dangerous person or circumstance, they will initiate a lockdown of the school. If there is a suspicion of the person having a firearm, it will be communicated to first responders as a lockdown active shooter event. Once this information is known by the school, they will immediately make an announcement to the staff by PA announcement, in which the school will go into immediate lockdown. The school will also contact 911. And for classroom settings, staff members will quickly check outside their classroom doors to see if there are any students in the hallway. If so, they will gather them into their room. Thereafter, they will immediately lock their classroom door, turn off their lights, and blinds will be closed if necessary. All students will be out of sight from the doors and the exterior and interior windows. In a lockout situation, it is a modified lockdown. An announcement to all staff members will be made by the PA system as well. Students and staff members outside of the school will return into the school immediately and remain there for the duration of the lockout. All exterior outside doors will remain locked. Teachers will take appropriate attendance and increase their situational awareness. At that time, teachers' general instruction may continue. Only by the approval of administration or law enforcement will any visitors be allowed access to the building. And a lockout can be used at the beginning of a bomb threat scenario and can also be turned into a lockdown scenario as well. Evacuation. There are many examples in which an evacuation may be used. The most traditional and common is a fire emergency or carbon monoxide, which we practice through fire drills. If a student or staff member see a fire, they will pull the fire alarm, in which the school will immediately leave the school and will not re-enter the building until it has been cleared by the local fire department or emergency management. Upon leaving the building, all students and staff members will remain silent. There is also an emergency evacuation in which the school believes there is a gas leak in the school or there is a bomb threat with an active bomb in the school. Upon that knowledge, the school staff members will immediately leave the school, not locking any doors, not closing or opening any windows, nor turning on or off any light switches. In all the scenarios provided above, students and staff members will clear the building by at least 300 feet. Please note that in a bomb threat scenario, the school will first assess the situation before executing an action. Once the perimeter and evacuation routes are clear, if the school must evacuate with the belief or knowledge there is an explosive device, the school will do so following the emergency evacuation procedures as stated above. Also, if the school was to lose power, there could be an evacuation as well of the building. School officials will determine when an evacuation is appropriate And in this given scenario, students may gather their materials, including their coats and backpacks, before dismissing from the school. In all evacuation procedures, staff members will take attendance using red and green cards to alert administration to any missing students or for any emergencies, and they will leave their new location by foot or by bus as the event warrants. In a shelter-in-place scenario, the most common and typical use of this action is in a weather event, particularly a possible tornado watch or warning. In this scenario, staff and students will be moved to the safest location in the school, which would be on the first floor. Students and staff will move away from as much glass and windows as possible, and they will refrain from using rooms or hallways with large ceilings, such as the auditorium, the gymnasium, or the cafeteria. Hallways in which there is little to no glass works best. Staff members, when going to their given location, will take attendance and have students remain silent and wait for further instructions from administration. A fifth term that the SRP have endorsed is the term hold. Schools have begun implementing this as a part of the standard response protocol to provide more flexibility in the actions and events during emergency situations. This action is used when hallways are needed to be cleared of students. This action can be used during the beginning of a bomb threat, or if there were a sick person in the hallway, if for any reason in which the hallways needed to remain clear. And one scenario in which a hold would often be used is if the school had an AED emergency. If a student, staff member, or visitor becomes unconscious, upon the immediate discovery of the person, a staff member will provide assistance by calling out for help and contacting the main office or the health office immediately. 911 will be immediately contacted, and the school will announce for the emergency response team to provide immediate assistance to the sick person. The location of the person in the school will be announced, so the emergency response team will be able to go to that location. While en route, they will gather an AED machine to support that person. Throughout all of the Flemington-Raritan School District, AED machines are visible and located throughout the schools and are also possessed by the school nurse. I want to thank you for your time today. If you do have any more questions about the emergency procedures as stated above, please feel free to reach out to me, or please feel free to reach out to your school administration. I hope everyone has a great 2021-2022 school year.